Hey guys, so I recently spent 4 days in Prague completely solo, and by the end of the trip, I'd spent just over £1,200. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly where every single pound went, day by day, because I always find these breakdowns so helpful when I'm planning my own trips, and I think you will too. I flew from Birmingham, UK direct to Praha International Airport, and that flight came to just over £317. Before I even left the UK, I had paid for an eSIM from SIM Local, about £24, so I never had to worry about roaming or hunting for Wi-Fi the second I landed. Small thing, but it made everything so much smoother. I landed around 4 in the afternoon and jumped in a bolt straight to my hotel. That's about a 20 to 25 minutes drive, roughly 10 miles, although there was a lot of traffic. And the total amount of the bolt ride came to around £19. I stayed at the Grand Hotel Prague Towers for 3 nights, and honestly, this is a proper 5-star hotel, really well reviewed, indoor pool with a view, spa, and the whole thing worked out roughly to £370 for the 3 nights, which for a 5-star hotel I would say was genuinely good value. Once I dropped my bags and had a quick look around the room, I got dressed and headed out to grab a 3-day travel pass for the metro, trams and buses. That was around £17, and honestly one of the smartest things I did on this trip because I ended up using that same ticket to get almost everywhere for the rest of my stay. Then I took the train to Vitomna Railway Restaurant, which, if you haven't heard of it, is one of the most fun places I've eaten at because your food actually arrives on a little toy train. I just had a main course and a drink there, which came to about £27. After lunch, I stumbled onto this live music show happening inside the mall next door. Completely unplanned, I paid about €10 cash to get in, and it ended up being one of my favorite moments of the trip just because I wasn't expecting it at all. I used public transport and I went back to the hotel that night, and I treated myself to a red velvet dessert, maybe £5 or £6, not quite sure, but that was how I ended the day. For day 2, I had booked a Fat Tire e-scooter tour in advance, and I'll be honest, at around £58, it was one of the pricier things I did on this trip, but it was worth every penny because the guide took us to spots most tourists would never find on their own. Proper hidden corners of the city alongside the big landmarks like the John Lennon Wall and lots of beautiful views to go with it. After the tour finished, I carried on exploring by myself for a bit. Took my time, grabbed the famous chimney cake I highly recommend, and just let myself get a little lost in the city, which honestly is one of my favorite ways to see anywhere I go. That evening, I had booked a traditional folkloric dinner show, which cost about £58, and they actually picked me up right from my hotel and brought me back after the show. It was a 3-course meal, a full dance show, and I ended up sitting with other solo travelers at my table, which, if you're traveling alone, is honestly such a nice way to spend an evening. At the end of the night, I got a printed picture with one of the solo travelers that was from the UK. That cost around €10, and because it was unplanned, it became one of my favorite souvenirs from the trip. Now, quick question for you while I'm on this one. Would you have booked something like that dinner show, or would you have kept that £58 in your pocket instead? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious how different people would do this trip. Let's move on to day 3. Now, keep in mind this was the end of May, so it was already properly bright by 5 in the morning, but I still set my alarm for 5:30. And back home in the UK, there is absolutely no way I'm waking up that early on a normal day. But that's the thing about being on a trip, isn't it? You become a completely different person. And even though I'd gone to bed late the night before, I was up, dressed and genuinely excited to get out the door. I made my way to Charles Bridge and got there around 6:30, and it was completely empty. I mean, that's the whole reason for going that early, right? Because in the afternoon, it gets absolutely packed and you can barely find a space to take a photo. But at 6:30 in the morning, it was just me and all these incredible statuses, no crowds at all. I got every single photo I wanted before anyone else even showed up. I met a few people though, but that was okay. After that, I found this little cafe where I had mini pancakes for breakfast and a cold drink and some croissant as well, all for about £23. Then I spent the rest of the morning wandering. I saw the rotating head sculpture, watched the astronomical clock do its thing, and caught the changing of the guard outside the palace, where I tipped the guard about £4 or £5 for a costume photo. For lunch, I went to Teresa U Prince, a gorgeous rooftop restaurant where I had pasta, salad, a drink, and a dessert, and I took really lovely pictures. That came to around £44, and it was worth every penny for the view alone. Then I did the most Prague thing possible and found a chocolate shop. And honestly, I spent more there than I did on some entire days of this trip. About £62 on chocolates to bring home for my friends and work colleagues. Everyone back home absolutely loved them. If I ever go back to Prague, I'm going straight for those chocolates again. After that, I popped into St. Nicholas Church to have a look around, and later on, after I'd been walking around all day, I stopped for a leg massage in the market, roughly £15, because by that point, I'd hit about 16,000 steps and my legs were done. I finished the afternoon in this lovely little park before heading back to the hotel for a swim and then dinner, which was around £39 or so. Remember, it was a 5-star hotel. For my last day, I had breakfast at the hotel, then went to see the book tower at the Central Library, completely free and one of the most photogenic spots in the whole city. You have to note that there's a lot of queuing, so get ready for that. After that, I found this lovely cafe called Chloe Cafe, and I went there to have a lovely brunch for about £21. Then spent the rest of the morning at Prague Zoo, which was such a lovely surprise. Entry was just over £11 and I had the best time of my life in that zoo. That's another place that I would really love to visit when I go back to Prague. The giraffes, the elephants, stunning. I stayed there for quite a while until it was almost late evening. My flight home was that evening and I was cutting it a bit fine on time. So I grabbed a taxi straight back to the hotel from the zoo to collect my bags, then another taxi from the hotel to the airport rather than risking the public transport. Every other journey on this trip though, I used that same 3-day travel pass I bought on day 1. And that ticket alone made it so easy to just keep moving from place to place without thinking about it twice because I had access to all kinds of public transport in the city. So in all, 4 days completely solo in Prague, I spent roughly £1,200. Looking at it honestly, some of it was a bit pricier than a typical backpacking trip, the tours especially, but I wasn't going for cheap and cheerful this time. I wanted a proper, comfortable, fun trip, more of a little luxury getaway than a budget backpacking one, and every part of it felt worth it for that. If you're after something cheaper, there's definitely room to trim a few things, but for what I wanted out of this trip, I wouldn't change much. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and if you're planning your own solo trip, drop a comment and let me know where you're headed. And if you'd rather someone else handle the planning and booking so all you have to do is turn up and enjoy it, that's exactly what I do. So message me, I'd love to help you put your own trip together. I'll drop my email in the description box of this video. Or better still, let me know if you want my email in the comment section and I'll drop it for you as well. If this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe for other travel related content like this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!